Adventures live. We are live, and our audio appears to be working.
I don't mind if I just lose my fucking mind.
Let's do it to him.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I am losing it.
Having a bit of a moment, and here we are on
screaming. Because the thing is that it's Kate Welch's show, so it's not just anybody's show.
Seriously.
Sorry.
We can give you a minute.
No, we're already unhosted. It's fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they just popped in.
Yeah. We just blipped for a second. Please.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah, it was enough for the entire chat to notice.
Well. That sounds like something that you left him. Hopefully it's not a big deal.
This is fine. Everything is fine.
So fine. Everything is fine.
No, it's fine. I already told the chat. I was like, oh, whoops, my bad, guys.
Everything is awesome.
But I'm going to let you guys know that whenever y'all go back and check the stream summary, you're going to have a peak at 180.
Yep.
It's going to be super
I'm
nice.
seeing that right now.
Okay. Yeah.
I had to tell,
Appreciate it.
the social media promotion that TK did for us.
Yeah.
13 out of 10 TK.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm fired.
Ultimate bamboozle.
I'm heckin' fired. Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. So yes, nothing to worry about. We're fine. Everyone's okay. It's Thursday night. We're playing some TV, and I hope everybody out there is doing well. I'm doing great. I'm on vacation in a foreign country, and it's great. It's nice. It really is kind of awesome. So that's my week, and I'm feeling good. And how about you guys, Grant? How's it going, man?
Oh, every day is another blessing and a miracle, Jim. I'm actually doing pretty spiffy. I've really been enjoying life. I've been working really hard on a lot of design projects and hitting all my goals and all my deadlines. But I'm really excited to be back here on WebDM Plays for our Thursday night Aquatic Adventures in the Poison Sea show. And I'm actually having a lot of fun learning more about Weirus over the week. I think there's some pretty exciting story potential there for the character, and I'm enjoying playing them. So I will be assuming the role of Weirus Dune, the Triton poet paladin, and we're gonna make it. We're gonna make magic happen. Back to you, Jim.
Excellent, and yes, magic indeed. Lindy, how's it going?
I'm doing spiffy. I've moved. I'm here. I don't have to travel back and forth every 1,000 miles every week anymore. I'm done. I just have to, unpack my house, but that's a lot easier, and you can do it on your own time. So it's no more. I finally got a full night's sleep last night for the first time in forever. Feeling good. Excited to be here. Excited to play Ophelia. Maybe I get to hit something with my trident. I don't know. We'll see. I've got baby krakens.
You have baby krakens, and they are quite taken to their new adopted family there. Speaking of TK, how's it going? Sans internet bubble.
I don't know. My life's a fucking spiraling abyss.
You've already ruined D&D.
I genuinely have now, when you think about it.
Yeah. Gosh. What a week.
Yes, my edits for the recap video for tomorrow's game. I'm going to have to redo all of the audio because there's this weird piercing tone that decided to come in there while I was exporting. It's cool. I'm happy about it. Yeah. It's been I wish I were drunk, but I'm not.
Well, God bless. So there you go.
Bless you.
I hope
You, Jim.
We'll get better
What is
for
that?
you. And Anna, how's it going?
I love the mini chaos. It's just like TK, but
I'm so tired.
TK TKO.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. Anyway, I'm doing great. The
So
chaos is to a
shadow.
minimum. I'm not at like TK chaos at the moment. I'm pretty like I've settled down in the house Lindy moment.
Nice.
That's very
So
T chaotic evil.
good. There you go.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, but I am chilling. I'm excited to see what the squad was up to last week. Did you cut your bangs, Anna? Maybe. Perhaps. Maybe.
They
But-
look good.
I mean, thank you. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
Appreciate it. Yeah. But Myrtle was making apple pies for everybody. The wholesome crab grandma.
Yes.
She's
Yes.
looking out for everybody, you know?
And the secret to how she keeps them from not getting waterlogged is
Yes.
yeah, very
Exactly.
highly sought after. Yes. And before we get into what happened last week and what could happen this week, big shout out to our channel sponsors, D&D Beyond. Go and check them out for all your, I don't know, they got the D&D Beyond. If you guys don't know by now, then I don't even know what we're doing. But gosh, like just get out from that cave, check them out. There's a ton of stuff coming out lately. Anyway, check out D&D Beyond, and then also Tabletop Loot for dice. You see, we got virtual and physical, all your needs over here. And while you're at Tabletop Loot, use our code MDM15 for a little discount on us. All right. It seems like it was a week ago, and it may or may not have been actually a week ago. But your characters spent a few, let's say like 2 to 3 weeks of downtime in Old Saltmarsh, engaged in various activities, whether it's a little bit of anthropological research into the activities of various perishing pythanoids, or whipping this crew into shape so that they are ready to take this or undertake this journey that is ahead of them. So you're approaching, I guess, sort of the end period of that. There, thanks to the detective work and the lore mastery of Larimar, Bellet, and some of the other more academically minded of the crew, Thadok, occasionally poke his head in. You found out the course that you need to take, and it is both a geographic and temporal course. So it's like it's if you start too early, you'll miss, say, the currents or various winds that will get you to where you're going. It's not that far to the Emerald Isles, or indeed to the Shattered Isle of Light, which sits at the middle of the Emerald Isles. It's that you have to take a very roundabout and circuitous counterclockwise route using different ocean currents and prevailing winds to undo the spell that keeps it hidden. And so precision is important. And about a week before you are supposed to set out on your journey, a Harpy scout arrives and meets with Bellet. And not long after that, Bellet informs everyone that you're going to have to leave a week early, as Nasher has picked up on your course again and is no longer being led astray and blown off course like he has been for these last few weeks. So that's kind of where we're going to pick up. This is after, let's say, 2 weeks of downtime. And there's sort of like this flurry of activity as midday approaches, and the crew of the Empress of the Waves starts to pack up a bit earlier than they expected. So I'm curious if there's anything that y'all would be doing, anything that you want to take care of immediately, or if y'all are just like ready to depart.
I know Myrtle was baking apple pies, and that was last week, so I think she's all set and fully stocked.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And maybe she didn't meet the baby krakens, did she? Or
Oh,
were you assuming she did?
Yeah, they've been. I'm like they're out and about. Yeah. Ophelia has them in some kind of enclosure.
I've knit them all caps, little
Oh my
little
God.
hats with their initials on them, so you could tell them all apart.
That is adorable. And Myrtle will for sure be like feeding them apple pies and making sure that they're okay and like spoiling them and playing with them and like, full on grandma mode. Like loves kids.
Yeah,
Loves.
they really like Larimar and are quite taken with them. And they've attached themselves to Ophelia as the sort of surrogate mother. But they're rascals and quite smart and are into all kinds of, mischief. Shenanigans, yeah.
Okay.
Stuff gets knocked over.
Yeah. I love that. Myrtle fully supports a bamboozle and like appreciates how smart they are.
Mm-hmm.
And ooh.
Cecil is the independent one. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
We got a real firm. I'll do it. I can myself do it streak.
Yeah.
I know that.
Right.
So cute.
Do you see my eyes? Something has awoken in me.
And so that's what they're doing, and they're also starting to take on more octopoid and sort of like characteristics of Ophelia. They look less like an elongated squid, like monstrous squid, or are becoming rounder and more tentacular.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Which is, of course, that's how crackers do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a flurry of activity. Hopefully by the evening tide, you will be able to depart. So there is a couple of hours. It's not like you have to leave immediately, but we'll be leaving soon. So if there's any last things you want to do in Old Saltmarsh, any gear that you want to pick up, I know that y'all are 3rd level. You have some, like, there's basically some credit here, they've got all the basics that you could potentially want. And then potentially some more exotic stuff, depending on what you're looking for. I don't know if there's any gear that you don't have or might like.
They have a healing potion.
Sure do. They have varieties of them. The most common one would be a type of, it's more like a polyp.
Okay.
Like that you kind of keep in a mesh bag and then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she'll pick up one of those, but that's about all she needs, really.
I would check with my Techno Otter secret police.
The
Otterocracy.
Yeah, what's up, boss?
Do they have sufficient for their needs? Is there anything we need to pick up for them in town?
We do all right, as long as we can scavenge or eat. We don't eat that much all day. Basically, they can live off the ration, but the rest of the crew will eat and can forage.
Not food, and like it's almost one of these things. I'm gonna be like, do you have any need of tools or sundries or?
Oh yeah. In fact, and they've been collecting.
The list.
Just odds and ends in the journey there, but they arrived without really much on them. They didn't have even all the stuff that they'd had the first time they saw them. But they know that they can't. There's not a lot they can get here. The people of Old Saltmarsh don't take any of that technology business.
No.
Metal.
I still want to pick them up, like hats.
Oh no.
Little hats. Make it easier to tell them apart.
Little Bahama hats.
Yeah, I think Bahama hats. I think a little French beret might be nice.
Yeah. Yes, one of them has to have a beret.
Baby Butter has to have the French beret. That way it's baby Butter's beret.
Pickle Paws will have a dunce cap. I don't know why.
He thinks it's a wizard's hat.
Adorable. Is there any way that Myrtle can pick up fabric or like a yarn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's all kinds of fabrics you can get here.
Are you gonna play Cat's Cradle with those devil children?
Myrtle is planning on like knitting little mittens for their things. They're gonna look so cute. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's gonna be adorable.
It's like the last time you saw them, they were armed to the teeth with like rockets and Liefeld guns, and now they're booties. But yes, they would appreciate something like that, but they don't think they're going to be able to get what they need here. Although Picklepaw does, it's like I think they might have this stuff, and it's a bunch of like alchemical items and goods and the like that he's looking for.
Yeah, I'll try to pick up some of his alchemical stuff if it happens to be available.
Yeah, you'd be good at that town.
Yeah. I want to keep on their good side before they betray me in my sleep and kill me.
Yeah, vicious little animals that they are. And otherwise, then, the day really sort of passes in a hurry, but is not, not beset by troubles or anything. And by the evening tide, you are able to set sail from Old Saltmarsh and continue on your journey. You know that you're going to basically be traveling southeast down the coast for another few days, then cutting across the open water and traveling for quite a long time over this massive sort of dense kelp forest that sits along the eastern edge of the Bay of Iridescent. So that's sort of the first leg of your journey. But your guys are looking at anywhere between like a 90 to 93 day journey to get to the Sunken Isle of Light. And so I'm just, as with that knowledge in mind and just sort of what your characters are sort of getting themselves into, I'd like to spend a little bit of time sort of like, what are your characters' thoughts on it? How are they going to spend that time? And is there anything that they're looking to accomplish either there or on the way? Give you all a second to think about it.
I think for just the travel time, the journey, Ophelia's just gonna be raising these good cracking babies, teaching them things, because she's taught them how to hunt, but she's gonna teach them, to use the buddy system, because it's very important. And then if ever of them ever need a buddy or need help, to come get her, and she's not gonna judge them. She's just gonna help them out. And just good stuff, and maybe some workouts, some training, because she gotta stay fit.
Yeah, there's also several new crew members who are joining as like Marines on board. So there's a lot of training.
I'll work out with them. Get some good workout in.
All right. Anyone else?
Myrtle. I feel like since she's that grandma, she's just gonna be with the kids. Like, she doesn't care about anything at the moment. Like, as soon as she meets those children, she's gonna be like ultimate grandma mode. Like, she'll protect them with her life.
Yeah, everybody they're warming up to the Kraken spawn. It's really just the extra planers on board ship who are just like, it's like, why keep the rattlesnake? Like, what's the point of keeping a rattlesnake? It just it's all that, those puffy cheeks are just full of venom. And so that's kind of how they're like, just like, they might be sweet now, but
Yeah.
Just gotta raise them right.
The end of the world is even sweeter.
they're incorrect. They just
It's
can't.
the difference between being cast out into a harsh, cruel ocean by yourself and being raised in a warm and loving environment.
Yep.
Technically you kidnapped them.
Technically, I kidnapped them and
An accomplice after the fact is still an accomplice.
Fair.
Like, you're still gonna get 10 years.
I adopted them. I'm trying to give them a better start on life. So many of them were murdered.
It's an involuntary.
So many of them were murdered. So many of them. The ocean ran red with the blood of krakens as y'all left. And
in chat.
Yeah. So Myrtle is then helping Ophelia with the task of raising these 3 kraken babies. Anybody?
Too?
Yeah.
I've conjured a phantom a Mr. X, someone that doesn't really exist. I've been authoring a series of letters to Captain Bellet by one Admiral Cicero, and I've been writing love letters using this nom de plume, and I've been making sure they get delivered. And I imagine, sort of in this fantasy scape, you might have a bunch of letters written for you, but since you're a pirate, you travel around, you'd get them all at once. So I've authored this collection of the Bellet letters from this fictitious Admiral Cicero.
Yeah, so Bellet's has she keeps her past a bit behind a veil, but what you've been able to glean from her is that somewhere close to the South Pole, or centered on the South Pole, is this fallen or remnant empire or something. They clearly sponsored her at one point. She wears their medals. She has their ragtag uniform, but she is beyond their reach at the moment. And but her heart is not beyond their reach. And the way she talks about it, and the way she looks about it, thinks about home, is very, very much full of regret. And then these letters we have. So how many and how long does this go on?
Letter a day. And I write fairly quickly, and I have my squires to help me. This is kind of what we do. It's kind of like some people begin the day with prayer. We begin the day with fictional romance.
To what end are the letters?
I believe that love in her heart would do her good, and she'll be a better captain if she has pleasant thoughts to dream upon. The day
We're
is
trying
hard
to open up that secret romance path.
You know it. The thing is, I imagine this is good. Like, this is how it starts. But over time, like, I just imagine, like, Larimar reviews them when we get stuck one day and just, like, takes over. It's just like, no, I've read a lot. Watch. This is the best stuff. And then, like,
Hey, girl.
Yeah, and it's going to turn into this thing. We're like...
Let me holla at you.
Right.
Yo, you want a boat? Where else you gonna go?
Wait, Grant, has your character told us about
Your options are limited.
I don't
Or
think
at
I've
least
told
Myrtle.
everyone. It's one of those things. I don't think I've talked to Myrtle about it yet. But if Myrtle asked, I would reveal.
She wouldn't know. She has no idea, like, who you're writing
They're
these
taking care of the
letters.
kids.
Yeah.
And this is just what Weirus does, and it's.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
I think if you did bring it up to Larimar would be like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Why not?
Straight. No.
Yeah.
I'm not terribly confident in your comma placement. I just don't think it'll work.
I'm full of splices. I need a learned hand. And it would be one of those things where, like, Weirus would, like, touch Larimar. I imagine that might be pulled away, like, without consent. It's like, no, not you.
We're not cool like that yet.
No,
I think that if you asked for Larimar's input, you would get back, like, a lot of grammar corrections, but zero on content.
It's one of those things in poetic licenses. For a reason, you got to break the grammar. You put skies and lies because lies and skies rhyme, not because we should be using lays. Although,
so this has been going on for a while then, like for a few weeks, I guess. While this has been going on, not Larimar, but Weirus, you've noticed a couple of things. That wound that you suffered from the Kraken has, like, not entirely healed. You still got some bruising. It's like one of those old, just bad bruises, and it's still tender. And as you're starting this, like, letter campaign to inspire hope and love and something to fight for in Bellet, you see sort of something in you that feels new, but not necessarily wrong. And Weirs has a new bond that I am going to type to. I'll let you know, Grant.
Is it a tentacle? Is he growing a tentacle?
Growing a whole new.
Please.
That'd be so sick.
Let's see. And then, all right, just a second.
It's one of the best things about the monster, the backwards men from Ravenloft, is that when you cut one, like a tentacle will come out of the wound if you do slashing damage, unless it's with a magical item. So like
That's
it's
really
like snakes you, and then it can grapple you with tentacles that come out from underneath its skin. It's awesome. Please.
That's really cool.
Chat.
Sounds
Weirs has
spooky.
fallen madly in love with the technology.
Jim just like hits backspace a bunch. He's just like,
Ooh.
you have a new bond.
So that's been going. That's just been sort of growing a bit. Mostly, it's just it's not. I mean, your fighting spirit and vigor are returned, right?
Yeah, I'll bet they are.
This
This new bond will help with the romance.
right?
I'm sorry.
Oh, it will.
But it's not. It's not like I don't know. It's not like mechanically significant other than that. The other thing
Says you.
is that sometime during those 2 weeks, Laramars started auto-writing in their sleep. And you will wake up and just start with whatever hand is closest to a flat surface, and you're not sure how you get paper, that's there, but sometimes the ink is maybe in Laramar's own ink, or something like that. But you have started to write out the Martel Journal, which is hundreds of years old, if not more, from a people and language you've never, you have no familiarity with at all.
Genuinely, I was afraid you were going to tell me I was writing out like fan fiction. And there was no reason to believe that you were going to say that, but I was still so scared. I was like, oh no.
Valeris.
It's just Calliope fan fiction with literally anyone.
Yeah.
Brutus and Calliope.
Yes.
Brutus, Ophelia, Weirs love triangle.
Calliope is.
I'm
nowhere
so
acting
sore
at all.
about that.
Drama.
Yeah. All right, so that's sort of like just things that have been developing over these last few weeks, and the ship is ready to sail. The suns are setting at the moment, and unless there's any one last thing that you would like to do, you're about ready to depart from Old Saltmarsh. Sounds good. Cool. In that case, you set sail, and with a mostly full complement of Marines and crew and restocked, the vessel is ready to set sail on its long voyage towards the Isle of Wight. Now, I am kind of curious for everybody. Sort of, at the moment, there have been several leads that have pointed towards the Isle of Wight. There was Calliope's mysterious long cat tiger demon that suggested there were some water nymph princesses to rescue there. Or sorry, not princesses, but like opera singers to rescue there. There is Laramar's patrons' sort of interest in the Isle.
Disney World.
Yes, exactly. It's going to be so fun. I'm here to anybody, and if anyone else has maybe any interest in it, or maybe some interest in the other players' goals.
I know Myrtle was tired of the retirement life, and when she saw the opportunity to, go out and adventure again with these people, she was just all for it. Mm-hmm. So I know for sure that at the moment, she's going to go where the wind takes her. No pun intended.
Cool.
But, she's there to make sure everybody's, okay. And, maybe kill some things. One or two things.
Gotcha. Because you're sort of the veteran of the, of the team. All right. Keeping everybody safe and ready. And so, how about for Ophelia then? Any particular interest in the Isle of Light, or are you just along for the ride?
I think she's along for the ride. She's here to learn about the world, to grow as a person, and well, now to take care of these babies.
Yeah. There's a whole wide ocean out there outside of the bay, so
she's got to get experience. So, what better way to do that than to tag along, right?
Yeah. And how about for Wirus?
I have dreamed a dream and seen a vision that there is a great source that has been corrupted and must be redeemed on that island. And my goal is to find it and to redeem it.
Excellent. In that case,
we're high and life worth living. Sorry, Wirus is played by Anne Hathaway.
Sorry, I've drank so much Mountain Dew.
No, that's all right.
I drink so much ghost pepper salsa.
That was your choice.
And you're still eating it.
Are you still doing it?
Cry.
Look.
You still eating them?
Why are you guys asking? He's clearly still eating it.
You told me before you guys
It's not dying.
The way to get it to stop was to keep eating.
Oh yeah, I had the screen minimized. I just couldn't tell.
You know that episode of The Simpsons where Homer goes insane and it gets all surreal from those chili peppers? That's this episode of Land Between Two Rivers. Like, I'll be speaking incoherently to everyone here, but this is the best episode forever for me.
Psychedelic.
I'm proud of you. Yeah. For real. I'm proud.
Chat, I do not appreciate this, please.
Look. It was a Baja Blast Freeze. You can't say no to those.
I can't.
Want one. I haven't had one of those in years.
They're more expensive than you remember.
How much are they now?
They're like $4. No, it's like $2.80, but it's a tax.
It was like one something, no? Before?
Too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. I didn't pay for it, so.
All right. Sometime that evening, the rain picks up, and there's a bit of a steady drizzle for the rest of the morning and into the next day. The waves are choppy, and even this close to the shore, it's a bit of a struggle to keep everything on an even keel. It's just, you can't read. It's a lot of like running about and a lot of work on the ship right now. And in fact, so much work that a rogue wave gets rather close before anyone is able to spot it. Now, I don't think any of the players are actually piloting the ship or anything like that. No? Okay. So in that case, we treat the crew of the ship basically as one character. And unless a player, has their character intervene, captain, crew, everyone who's not the player is sort of one entity. And if someone would like to make a roll for that entity and add 5 to it, that would be great.
What type of roll was that?
This is just a crew check roll. So, instead of 5, it's going to be 7. You're just rolling a D20.
Yeah. I got 11.
Oh, Lindy got it.
17.
So it'd be 18.
Anna got it. I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's +5?
That was actually +7.
Oh, 17 plus 7. Math.
Okay. All right, then. All right. So Anna got it first then. And that means the wave hits as the pilot is able to turn the vessel such that it doesn't just completely wash over the deck and take all of the people on board on the deck with it, and sort of hits. And is there anyone out on deck at the moment? Wirus would be.
I don't think I would. I would kind of be with the babies.
Okay. Yeah, they're down below.
Okay. Larimar doesn't leave their room unless they absolutely have to.
Okay. All right. In that case, it probably just would be Wirus as first mate would be appropriate. There's a whole bunch of the frog people trying to get the rigging in order, as well as some of the new hands. and 2 of them do end up slipping, but they do not go over the edge. You have an opportunity to act, but it looks like everybody has it under control if you'd like to do something else.
I don't know. I think I want to jump in and take the lead and make it look like I was the difference.
There you go. There you go. All right. So yeah, they're like sort of like washed, knocked up against the railing. They could go in if you want to just go over there and help them. It doesn't require a roll or anything. No one's life is in peril, but Wyrus makes a conspicuous difference as the oceans roil and toss the ship out. Things calm down after the morning, and the skies clear. And by midday, you were sailing along the coast with a sort of steel gray sky that is rapidly clearing up. And it is around midday, shortly after noon, that the lookout spots 3 somethings in the water, making a big splash. Anyone out on top deck, if you look sort of towards the southeast, you'll see it. And you can see like big splashes in the water. Something is jumping in and out. It's got sort of like green-blue, sleek skin and scales.
Mm-hmm. I think sorry, go for it.
No, you go ahead. I'm going to try to detect evil on it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. All you. Take the wheel.
Do it.
Ladies first.
Either way. But I was just going to say that Myrtle, after the first incident, as long as she knows that the babies are okay, she would go up on deck to make sure everybody else was okay. She was just going to chill there.
Okay.
She would also try to help out.
Also up there? Okay.
Yeah.
So you see it as well. They're, whatever they are, they're not making an attempt to hide. And does anyone, I don't know, you're attempting to like sort of discern if there's malicious intent.
Yeah. My guess is this some sort of Midgard serpent that has the world in its coils and it's manifesting. So I'm ready for a boss fight.
Yeah. It's
even if it's little, just like the legendary beast.
There are 3 of them, and they are quite large, but not quite Midgard world serpent large. And it looks like 3 dire mer-lions of some kind are playing with the carcass of something. They are clearly just sort of splashing, swimming. They're on like a partially submerged rocky outcropping. And at the moment, they haven't approached the ship. They're not messing with it, but they are big enough to like climb on board and cause a lot of havoc if they wanted to.
Can I talk to them?
Can you? Possibly. I don't know, Ken.
Probably not.
Dire mer-lion is like the dopest thing I've heard in a long time in D&D.
Yeah,
Dire mer-lion. Oh, that sounds so fucking cool. Mer-lion.
Let's see. I think Myrtle only spoke like whatever common, and there was something else, but I can't find it.
Fucking cool.
Yeah.
Aquan, maybe?
Aquan. Yeah, and common.
No, these are thoroughly like beast type creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could talk with them.
Yeah. Well,
I'll observe.
Yeah, we're good.
Wyrus is going to talk with them because that's one of my Triton abilities.
And you haven't detected any malicious intent or influence of malign entities.
Speak to me, my sibling lions of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Wyrus is the worst. I'm sorry.
All right, so there's a the closest one to you, swims to within shouting range, I guess, and it's big. It's like the size of an orca, except the front half of it is this hairless feline shape, right? Clearly sort of a blunted snout, but like the jaws and face of a feline with sort of the catfish tendrils, and then 2 massive webbed paw or clawed hands. And then the back half of it is kind of like a sailfish, like a swordfish or a marlin or something. And it's agile, fast, and curious as to, are you going to come over here and play with us, little fish?
Yes. But before I do that, I'm going to look around. Do we have any, like, salted fish hanging around on deck in a barrel or anything?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to dangle it. I'm going to be like, but first, take this gift. And I'm going to hold it out. I'm hoping we can, like, shamoo, and I can be like, boop, on his snoot as he gets it.
Yeah, if you do, it goes deep and then sort of jumps out and then takes it with its paw and dives back into the water, splashes, and as it does, it gives you like a full body out of the water. The whole crew can kind of see it. It's massive, and while it wouldn't sink the ship if it got on board,
might chip it pretty bad.
Yeah, especially
Myrtle thinks this is so cute.
I'm gonna toss my body in, and I'm going to play with the lions a little bit.
Okay. They seem at this point to they're not in a mood to eat, and they're not in a mood to sort of protect their territory. They seem in a as playful a mood as creatures like this get, but let's see. You've been around here long enough to know that dire mer-lions, or mer-lions in general, are nasty predators, and while they might be cunning and sort of have a semi-sapient, they are also would have no compunctions or problems about eating you if they wanted to.
No, it's the same. I mean, look, I come from a long line of murder hobos. I live my life very similar to them, except I waste what I kill. So I have a lot more respect for these majestic creatures. I asked them if they want to see a neat trick, and then I'm going to fire a gust of wind across the water, just because I have that ability. Just shoot it and kind of make a little wave and be like, "Hey, check that out! I got abilities."
Yeah, they do something similar with their tail, like shamelessly slap the water. Although it's not a magic thing, they agree.
Ask them what they're up to.
So,
As I'm like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Myrtle's.
So some of the crew are preparing weapons in case they have to fight.
I asked the mer-lions, what was the most interesting thing they've seen off yonder, and have they been off yonder that way? Point the direction we're sailing.
To the forest. The island that moves was spotted there.
The island that moves.
Good hunting on that island.
What is the tastiest thing you've eaten?
It was a tender, delicious morsel. And he goes on to describe eating like a merfolk type, succulent, no bones or shell, kind of, And as a lion, it considers itself and carries itself with a regal manner. And as a big fish, it also really just cares about like eating. And so everything is sort of, it describes us from this position of, I am the king of the fish, and everything should be eaten by me.
I let him know that I am of noble lineage, in that I myself am sworn to protect kings, and he can consider me friend, though he can protect himself should he call upon me. I am at his assistance.
Seems satisfied and swims off after regarding you for a moment.
All right, I'm getting back up. Hoist me up. Come on.
Get out of here.
You should have asked him if he wanted apple pie.
He's carnivorous. Unless they're meat apples.
Not yet.
Guys haven't visited that part of the land yet.
Oh no!
So,
what are these?
Yeah.
Those are human hearts. They grow on trees. This is some Jim Davis nonsense.
Sure, that's the influence. Like, what else is the cockroach people going to do with their time? All right, so Weirus climbs back in the boat. There's a sigh of relief from the Drylanders as they didn't have to mess with these things, and the ship continues. And there's a big noise that just I don't hear crying, so I'm assuming the boy's okay, as well as his mother. So. Um, We continue our voyage along the shores, and it is several days, a couple of days at least, of just scenic beaches and relatively calm seas, and kind of the peaceful boredom of life on these long sea voyages. It's a good 2 days before any sort of incidents happen again. So if there's anything you'd like to catch up on, do or accomplish, you can. Otherwise, we'll just say you spent 2 days.
Knitting booties.
Knitting booties.
You're knitting little tentacle booties.
I
Oh,
will
yeah.
help.
I'm playing the most romantic ballad I know that I've declared it is known as the Ballad of Cicero.
Oh,
Yes, he was the legendary admiral of these seas.
I think I'd like to read the Journal of the Martell Company as much as I can.
the first portions of it, actually, the very first thing that you end up writing or waking up having written is a map that appears to have a partially filled in key of some kind, or at least label. And then after that, it goes on to be mostly like a series of firsthand accounts as compiled by a chronicler or maybe a lawyer of some kind. It's I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, more like a chronicler. The Martell Company seems to have sponsored this trip and is basically the employer for everyone involved. And so it seems to be a record of that expedition. And I will keep meaning to send you all the PDF of it, and I can do that here in just a few minutes. So yeah, right now it details the first forays along the island, sort of the arrival of the ship, the Siren's Folly, and the first expeditions onto the island, and the troubles that they ran into. Judging by these opening passages, most of the expeditions would meet with significant casualties as they, from magical remnants of magical traps, guardians, or the current inhabitants of the island.
Okay, yeah, I think I'll do as much research into the massive casualties as I can.
All right.
Because that's a little spooky. I want to find evil Atlantis, but I don't want to die.
Yeah, it's so far evil Atlantis is described as being inhabited by serpents that wear the faces of whoever's looking at them, and massive sort of serpentine lizard folk with patterns on their scales that shift and move and writhe.
Can I interpret that as being like an illusionary? Because it's hard for that to be literal, right? Unless
the descriptions say that the black markings were like cut into their skin as if they'd removed scales to make room for something symbiotic that was living on them or with them.
Ew, but potentially hot. What about the face thing?
That seemed entirely illusory.
Like an
Yeah.
Okay, it's weird to like just change the face though, and not the rest of the serpenty stuff. So, I have to assume that they dropped the illusion at some point. And does it say if these serpent creatures are like primarily hostile, or was there like a provocation, or?
It seems as though the serpent that wore a face was like a predator and actively lured them into a trap. The lizard folk with the writhing scars,
Mm-hmm.
that seemed more like they ran into each other by accident, and
Okay.
just the lizard folk were not going to put up with any shenanigans.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
But there are also descriptions of peaceful encounters with other inhabitants of the island.
Neat. Are there pictures?
Yes.
Any pictures?
Yeah. In fact, one of the first pictures that Larimar scribes is of a glyph that you have seen in your dreams.
Yippee!
Especially since having read this, as well as that one of the first artifacts that you found, that snake, reminds you awfully lot of that.
Ooh.
I'm just going to go ahead here and load this up real quick so you guys have it.
Ooh, spooky.
In fact, now is as good a time as any for us to take 5 to 7. And I just heard a big scream, so I'm going to go check on that. And I'll get that file uploaded so you guys can start looking at the journal. And we will come back in about 5-7 minutes. Cool.
Sounds good.
one, and we are live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We are playing some Dungeons and Dragons. All right, that's enough brain. At the moment, the party is sailing on a fast little galley down the coast of the Bay of Iridescence, heading towards a rather large kelp forest, which they will be traveling kind of on top of for a while in order to get to this magic, mysterious island. Right now, though, after a couple of days, fairly uneventful, the crew begins to settle into their new roles. Every night, for the most part, the ship is brought up on shore, and so you have nice opportunities to get out and get your land legs back, as it were. For those of you who care about that kind of thing. Around mid-morning, 2 days after spotting the mer-lions, you see another group of sort of splashing and sort of making a disturbance in the water, although this time it's not reminiscent of a group of animals kind of staying in the same area. This time it seems more like a large group of something heading in the general opposite direction that you're heading. It's not quite headed on an intercept course for you, but it's pretty clear that's like some large group of something is jumping in and out of the water, swimming, and heading westward as you are heading southeast.
I think this is a day that Larimar would probably be on deck.
Okay.
I think Ophelia would be too.
All right.
Getting ready, telling all the baby krakens about kelp forests.
Oh yeah, they're really excited.
Yeah. Let's get this terrible, evil Disney cruise started. I'm ready.
Yeah.
That's what my dance is called, Terrible Evil Disney Cruise.
There is a shout from the lookout on top of the central mast as this splashing column of something does change its course direction and begins to head straight for you. It's coming fairly quickly. You're not sure you'd be able to outrun it, but yeah. What do y'all do?
And it's not the lions, right?
No, in fact, at this distance, they almost look like manta rays.
Oh.
This is like flat, sort of fins sort of coming up out of the water and making, and a lot of them, right? So sort of like they're in tandem, kind of coming up and crashing over the waves. The ocean is calm, so it's not like there's a lot of turbulence, and it's easy to spot them and track them.
I would just keep my eye on them.
Yeah, I think.
Admire the beauty.
Yeah, they
I think
look
Ophelia will crawl up to the crow's nest. I'm up there.
Okay. All right. And so Ophelia's calling up to the crow's nest. How about anyone else out on deck want to do anything? No one. Bella doesn't seem to think it's a problem or a threat, but
Jump into the water. No, I'll wait off. I'll hold off till they get closer.
Bellet may not think it's a threat, but Larimar's going to stay near Bellet. Just
okay. Yeah, so all right, so you're up near. All right, and then how about Weirs? Do you do anything different?
I mean, in my head, I imagine Weirs has been like tied up below the deck, and this is, he's getting his comeuppance for some past deed. No, this is a negative tying up. It's not like Valeris finally like snapped and was like, "Ah, gosh darn it, Weirs!
Yeah,
you lead me on." No. He consented. No, I think Weirs is on deck.
All right. It sounds like everybody
writing stories of being tied up below. No.
In that case,
gosh, I forgot.
Ophelia, you can make me a perception check.
Sure.
If you get closer, you can tell that they are something gray.
That's a 14.
They are ray-shaped and ray in their motions, but whereas a manta ray has that kind of sleek tail and
Mhm.
sort of aquadynamic figure. These things have tumorous and grotesquely large and elongated tails. They're not
Like an ankylosaurus and a manta ray had a baby.
yeah,
Okay.
something like that. And no two of them seem to be quite the same. It's not like they're
Okay.
uniform in any way.
How biggish are these?
Oh, they're pretty big. They're about large sized.
Are they getting closer?
They are. They are about 120 feet away from
Okay.
the ship.
I'll pull up my trident and just gonna be leaning out. I'm just gonna climb out over on the some of the rigging. So if they get then jump in distance and it looks I don't know, somewhat aggressive or delicious. I can just jump down on them just like a drop bear.
Oh yeah.
Sky octopus.
Exactly. It looks like there's about 7 of them. Seven of them are approaching the vessel as Ophelia gets in position to attack.
A droptopus.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Had so much caffeine. But...
That's great.
I love it.
So they're about 90-ish feet away. Those of you on deck can clearly see them. They're now skimming the surface of the water, rather large manta-like creatures, but clearly misshapen and sort of deformed hind sections.
Larimar thinks everything is misshapen up here. Larimar will look to Bailet to see what she thinks of this. Like, is she? If
she's now called for to be ready for an attack. She's issued orders for, ready to repel boarders, et cetera, et cetera.
I will hide all 11 of my AC behind Bailet.
Okay.
I cast Sanctuary on Larimar.
Aww.
All right.
My squishy, boneless frame.
I know. It's like I feel carnage.
There is a moment where the creatures stop and form sort of a rough line about 80 feet or more like 70 feet from the ship. And one of them rises to the surface, and you can see it's got sort of like pinkish gray flesh. It doesn't seem to have all of the features you would need to be an animal. And it doesn't look like they have mouths or other sort of organs. They have eyes, but they don't appear to be have life behind them. They seem very just more reflective orbs. As you look at it, anybody do anything as it rises? Because it's also opening up as some sort of seam along its ridge begins to fold open like a fleshy flower.
Oh.
And it's something emerges from within it.
How far away is it now?
It's about 60 feet away.
Oh, it's still too far to drop the puss down onto it. I'm just holding, ready to spring.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little closer.
There is a figure that rises from this ray, and you can see, well, at least from the torso up, someone with porcelain skin. Just like, it doesn't seem as though they've, ever seen sunlight. Vaguely aquatic features, bit of a blunted nose and kind of gills that have feathery sort of, I don't know what they call that on a gill feathers, right behind their ears. And you're seeing sort of like a sea folk. And sea folk they're like classic merfolk. They appear to be mostly human from the torso up, and
Understand that life.
Yeah, fishy from the torso down. You cannot see their hindquarters as it's obscured by this thing that they emerge from.
Can I wave
It gives you a confused look.
I pull out an apple pie.
Are you a friend of the peoples of the bay or foe?
I am a friend of most people that are friendly to me.
Hmm.
That's not my voice, but whatever.
Shit.
Yeah, you're not from Queens today.
Yeah, it's sort of like ripples forward. It's a bit closer now, but looks skeptical.
I like put the trident behind my back.
Yeah.
With the friendly approach.
This is vessel of the Drylanders. What are you doing on there? She's specifically referring to Myrtle.
Well, we're just exploring a little bit, and we just want to know what's around here. And then if anybody needs protecting, we're your people.
Hmm.
What about you?
We are on our way to verify rumors of this Count of the Far Shore that has arrived, claimed to be a protector. And you can see now that more of these ray things have opened up, and there are other mermaids who have emerged from them, and they all seem to have be wearing some sort of suits of some kind, like I don't know, a skin suit with
Sexy cat suits.
This is more like it's like skin that's never been exposed to anything. Sort of, like the bottom of a newborn's foot, or something like that. It's like flesh that's never had to be toughened up or exposed.
Is there a less sexy word than newborn? I don't.
There isn't.
There is.
Trust me, there isn't.
I don't like how you willingly ruined this for me.
Oh, listen.
He's just like,
just learn how to-
fetus and placenta.
Learn how to come back from that one.
Ooh.
Let me try and help you, though, because there are a variety of barnacles which protrude from them at various points along their neck, shoulders.
Yeah. Tell me about the barnacles. I'm ready.
They're in several different clusters. Usually, they're not in singles. There's at least 3 per cluster. And it seems as though they are arranged at their joints or maybe their chakras or something. There's definitely a pattern to how the barnacles have grown on these velvety skinned flesh suits.
Velvety skinned is better. Now, I don't know.
We're trying to just find that line between disturbing and
It's I don't know how I feel about this uncanny valley.
yeah. Well, they're here to verify whether or not these extraplaners are going to stay or not. That's what they tell you. Have you guys seen them?
You're gonna have to do like a walk off, like a model walk off. We decide which one's hotter, and they can stay.
They can rise up out of their jet rays.
Oh hell yeah! I'm ready.
And
But they are clearly warriors. They have like harpoons and tridents and hooks.
Makes them hotter.
All kinds of business.
oh my
I will not be deterred.
Yeah.
So they're asking if we've seen the extra planers, and is that in reference to the Tritons we saw, or?
Mm-hmm. And then there's a few of them still on board your ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna activate my channel divinity, emissary of the peace.
Okay.
So what this will do mechanically is it'll give you +5 bonus to persuasion checks for the next 10 minutes. Persuasion being something Wyrus has a lot of points in. But essentially, here's my intent.
Yeah.
Wyrus is going to convey that those that travel with us belong to us. They are part of this plane while they travel on this vessel. I am from the sea, and have judged them based on my noble lineage to be worthy to travel these seas with us. And so judgment has already been passed. No additional judgment is needed unless they disembark from our vessel.
They all of them have a problem with that individually.
I know they all have a problem with that individually. Doesn't matter. That's
And they
their
don't seem
problem.
to care that like they have a leader clearly, but they do not have a problem voicing their opposition. It's like, you can't just come in here. You can't allow them on the ship like that. What gave you authority? Like, what? We don't recognize your scale markings. Who are you to come in here? Like that kind of thing. They're clearly upset.
I'm Weirus Dune, God's choice and yours. Sorry, I'm a paladin. It's yeah, essentially, yes. All the souls of my ancestors up there in the skies, they've demanded that this come to pass. And if they have a problem with it and they have a leader, we can you can propose the solution.
Trial by combat.
But you will find me a dour enemy. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like Pat the Hilt of Storm.
Yeah, so the one who's come forward first, would rather not cross blades with you, but we can't have these interlopers here without some. And they just seem completely not like they're gonna try to board the ship and kick them off, but they're like,
No, it's fair.
you got to get rid of them. You cannot have them on board your ship. And while let's see.
No, they're gonna find the Kraken babies too. What the? What new devilry is this? All swords are drawn. Protect the babies.
Listen. We don't want any trouble, okay?
Just want to. Yeah, that would be the sign of a colossal conspiracy and plot, though. It's like they're smuggling extra planers and Kraken babies.
That would be a
It would be very bad.
Essentially, here's what I'm saying. The judgment's been made to pass. They can have a problem with it. However, I'm solely responsible. Anything that happens, they can hold Weir's Dune responsible.
We will. Then, so they kind of like they're not like trying to intimidate you in like weapons brandished and trying to fake you out, but they are clearly resolute in their opinion that these people got to go, and their conduct will be on your head, Weirs. And if you are as noble as your claims suggest, then I hope that you can keep us all safe. And he just sort of like seems mad about it, and they begin to swim away unless they'll stop them or do anything else.
We will protect you and also feed you. Do you guys like some? Pull up my apple pie.
Is that a Saltmarsh apple pie?
Apples.
I cut slices and like hand them.
Flaky crust.
Oh yeah, it's like the best flaky crust ever.
Get wet. Yeah.
So rad.
How
do you like? I'm imagining Myrtle delicately pinching the crust around the pie pan with enormous crab claws.
Mm-hmm. Very gentle.
She applies her own sea salt across the top.
You know how like not German shepherds, I think it's golden retrievers, how they can hold an egg very softly in their mouth and not break it? Like, that's how gentle she is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say she puts the entire pie in her mouth to store it to keep it from getting like wet or ruined. And I was like,
I don't think it would fit.
Yeah. Myrtle has soft claws.
I have soft. I can be very delicate.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm imagining her like spinning the pie crust and like snipping.
Trimming it off.
Oh my gosh. It's so cute. And she uses like the little points of her claws to like put the little vents in. Oh my gosh. Can we just make pies?
I'm down.
This campaign was about pie making.
Pie making now. But I think we could probably arrange something like that.
I'm down. Yes.
The great pie eating contest.
The great pie calamari.
Oh my gosh, yes. My spirit is ready.
Yes.
Myrtle, 3 of them accept your pies and are thankful for it. They have you just like stick them on the end of their harpoons.
Oh yeah, I just like gently put it on there.
And then they take them back inside their fleshy jet rays as they ride off along the coast.
Have a great day.
Yeah, I suspect though, as the leader kind of like gives Weirus an eye, it's just
I don't break eye contact. Don't blink either.
Yeah, sort of like see as they go beneath.
As they go away, I uncamouflage from the sail.
Okay. Better be glad they didn't have anything to.
I'm a redemption paladin, not conquest. I'm like, now I have to kill those extra planers in their sleep, and I can't have them cause problems. But I'm redemption. I don't.
So, all right. Yeah, crew's a bit unnerved, but they're glad they didn't have to fight a bunch of mermaids because that sucks. What with them being able to swim underneath the boat and all. So, is there anything else in the aftermath of that that y'all would like to do, or are you ready to move on?
I think Myrtle's good.
Yeah, I think Larimar will stop like visibly cowering and go back to like secretly cowering.
Clearly looks a little disappointed we didn't get in a fight, but understands that peace is a good example for the children.
Sure.
I'm gonna have to have a long talk with those extra planners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to them? Like
that I have given my word and I have made an oath, and that I am honor bound to make sure that they stay within the laws of the sea. Our sea in this plane, not any extra plane or astral sea nonsense or elemental plane of water. Or they're here. They must abide by these planar laws.
Mr. Nemoius clearly wants to debate you on whether or not there's such a thing as universal aqua law, because he clearly seems to think that all law of the ocean is a single unitary law. But
gosh, what a nerd!
Real nerd about this kind of stuff. He's a real interplanar relations nerd.
I know. The thing though with these kind of debate types is they usually get their hands cut off, and I have a sword, and
Please tell me you cut his hands off.
I'm not going to. It's like that's old school. The first time I played 5e with people, because I came from like the old school background, I'm like, we caught the wizard. I'm gonna remove his lower jaw and cut off his hands, and everyone just turns and looks at me. I was like, we don't want him casting spells. You can't leave the wizard alone. And they're like, Grant. I'm like, sorry, second edition.
What's a little bodily mutilation? He's not like obnoxious about it, but it's, I clearly understand that you state your personal honor on the matter, and let me assure you that we are here with the noblest intentions and, plan of action.
I
clearly, convinced of all that.
And just know that there are many different kinds of nobles. Not every noble is just, and not every noble is merciful. And when you think about your nobility, I pray that you become or remain wise and ethical in your decisions. Because nobility is simply your rank. It was given to you through your birth. But I recommend that you seek to be wise and ethical in all things. And with that, Weirus is going to go cry in below deck.
Okay.
Write a love song.
Write another love song. It is many days of monotonous sea voyage after this particular encounter. I'm kind of curious to both to know how you guys keep your time, on these long stretches, and whether or not anyone is getting on your character's nerves, and what it is that might be just driving them nuts.
I'm gonna just tell you right now, Larimar is on everybody's nerves.
We're about ready. And what bothers Weirus about Larimar is the sound of them eating. It's like, all right, let's have food. It's just the crunch, slight slurps, just a little.
Well, and the thing about Larimar too is that I like to think that Larimar is a deep sea creature, doesn't really have teeth of the same texture as everybody else. And a lot of I like to think that because they have resistance to acid damage, it is because they absorb full food whole and then just allow it to dissolve inside of their bodies. And then it excretes as waste on their translucent skin to keep them from burning up in the sun. And yeah, and so Larimar always smells a little oily.
Oh, like fish oil.
Yeah, Larimar complains about everything. Larimar doesn't know what anything is. Larimar was the first person to notice that the sun comes up and goes down all the time because whatever. They're obsessed with stars, but they don't know what constellations are, so they just make them up, and they are so sure they're right. They're insufferable.
Nice.
Yes.
All of that Ophelia debate, just occasionally to herself, I wonder how Larimar would taste. No, can't eat the crew. But I do wonder, because Ophelia just wants to taste everything. But
there's apparently plenty of skin oil.
Yeah. Maybe if we get a seaweed salad, Ophelia might be like, oops, and trip and oh no, my salad fell on you. And he'll try to scoop some
yeah,
oil,
they're 100% they're a nervous sweater too. So anything that they touch with the palms of their hands leaves a little imprint. Clammy is a great word.
What really bothers Weirus is the fact that there's a severe lack of learned people. Weirus being fairly educated, trained in many different languages, musical instruments, theater, different poetic forms of language, for a variety of things. It's not home, and it never will be. He's a far traveler. Mm-hmm. And it really, really bothers him that he has this deep desire to create art, but it just feels that it all goes unappreciated. It's one of those things, I imagine he dives every morning, and he collects various aquatic flora, and he creates wreaths and bouquets, and he kind of tries to beautify the vessel. Mm-hmm. Nobody cares, and nobody notices, and it's just one of those things that it's driving him insane.
And if they do, they're just why are you...
I've probably noticed and have cared, but it's because I've eaten them.
I know. I always wonder where they go. I assume someone's throwing them out.
Where did they go? Yeah, you just assume someone's throwing them out, but I'm just really kind of being oh, awesome. This looks great.
I think Myrtle would have noticed because she's really into indoor, home decor. She's as grandma as you can get. Anything that looks pretty, or if you're trying your hardest at something, she would appreciate it. But she doesn't know. She appreciates it inside. So maybe you think that nobody appreciates it. But we've never really talked about it. But I'm just Myrtle's just yes, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
And then just goes about her day. But you think everybody hates it. But you don't know the real tea.
All right. I think I really like that. It's just nobody appreciating Weirus's art. And there are most of the dry lander.
Misunderstood at my own time.
Yeah, just got to leave that down there. It's gross. And at least once, Larimar, you run across oily trails that you can't remember leaving. And as far as you know, you're the only one that leaves an oily trail aboard the ship. The Voyage have a very distinctive sort of footprint, and even though they drip and are oily and covered in sort of a gross jelly, they pretty much spend 90% of their time in their hot tub and don't like leaving it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that at least once Larimar was oh, what's this? And they were get the fuck out of here, nerd. And Larimar was okay, I just walk over here, guys. Okay, bye. Larimar would take a sample.
Okay.
Just be
Mhm. And yeah, it's different. It's not yours. And
Disgusting, but fascinating.
and thoroughly engrossing. And you're on at least
Hecky yes.
a week or more of no real sightings of anything out of the ordinary. Nothing that's required the crew to all attend to. And then everyone starts smelling something foul and rotting. If you're on the open deck, if there's no check or anything, the wind changes direction and you start getting this rotting sort of smell of a carcass or something. And it's not very far off of the port side of the ship that you can see, I don't know, maybe 200 feet away or so, a great cloud of something that's like maybe insects, and jutting out of the water and partially beached on an outcropping.
That's
It's-
interesting.
She's like kind of holding her claw up to her nose, but I don't know if crabs have noses. We'll say that she does.
Okay, sure.
I don't know.
It's like I'm gonna Google if crabs smell.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
a side thing.
Eyes. All right.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
But how
But-
else would they be able to detect things to eat?
Yeah, it's right.
I don't know.
They have to have some sort of something.
They don't have a single nose. They have hundreds of inner antennae covered by scores of thin and short hair with which they smell. So
Don't
it's
have
like a
one
little
nose, you have
little,
So it's
little
just like a
mustache.
oh,
Little
Yes.
crab lunch lady mustache.
I love it. It's like, She like wiggles them around.
This picture is horrifying.
I want to see that.
Oh,
Cannibalistic hermit crabs salivate at the smell of their dead brothers. Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Savage.
Myself in this. I'm
That's
fascinated. I'll send this later.
yeah, that's
Munchies
awesome.
and
Oh
crunchies.
my god.
All right. So you've got you can smell. It smells like, I mean, it smells delicious because it smells like rotting sea monster, sea creature.
Mhm.
And it's fresh, but also starting to turn. It's like that perfect time where
Ooh.
it's kind of gamey and rank,
Yeah.
but not quite putrid. And it smells really good.
I think we should go out there.
Mhm. I think so too. And she'll follow like her little mustache, kind of like the direction. Like if she's still in the boat, but she'll kind of go towards wherever that direction is, but on the boat.
Okay.
If she sees anything, and if not, she might get off.
Okay, so you make me a perception test as you sort of try to get a better look from where you're
Oh,
at.
sure.
You're kind of heading in that general direction. It's getting closer.
15. Oh, just kidding. 17.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like a top of a reef that's crested the surface of the water, and there's some kind of what you would probably understand to be a whale that has clearly like half of it's been ripped open and already chewed on, and it's
Oh.
long dead, but it's huge. Like it could probably feed. Well, it could feed a lot, and yeah.
Myrtle's gonna kind of eye out it, like if that thing is still around, but she thinks not because it's been here for a while.
Mhm.
But just in case, and then she's gonna take a little basket and then get off the boat.
I'm gonna bring a
Collect some.
full barrel
Okay.
or an
Right.
empty barrel. And,
Ophelia. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Myrtle. We're gonna get some of whatever this delicious smelling thing
We're
is.
making some meaty pies.
Some meat pies, yeah.
All right. Myrtle and Ophelia are headed out to
Mhm.
collect some of this creature. How about Larimar and Wyrus?
Larimar is complaining as per usual, just like, I suppose we could have another pit stop. That's probably fine.
Yeah, I think Weirus is kind of restless to the point where he wants to get to evil Disneyland, if only that we can be rid of the stinky Larimar. No, it's like we gotta get to evil Disneyland. No, it's
please, can we drop this kid
sleep-deprived
off?
father like driving the kids
Yes.
cross country Disneyland. It's a 9-day ride drive. There's no air conditioning. All we have is a Michael Bolton cassette, and I hate Michael Bolton.
Yes, 100%. And the thing is like, Larimar's your stepson. You're really trying to get with Larimar's parent. And it's like, please. Like, you could trust me. We'll have a bonding trip. And it's like, you like are getting into Alabama, and you're just like, what if I just drop this kid on the side of the road?
Yeah, what would happen?
Sorry, we're not casting that movie right now. But one day. All right, so I'm actually think I'm going to follow Myrtle and Ophelia just because my spider sense is tingling.
Okay. And all right. So as you're making your way out there, you're just swimming, or you're taking one of the smaller boats? I figured.
Yeah, I feel like she would just swim. If anybody else wanted to take a boat, that's totally fine.
Weirus is going to take the boat.
I think Larimar would get in the boat, just because like the moment Weirus left them, Larimar would like look at the rest of the crew and is like, can you believe this? And the crew's just like, please leave.
What are you?
We don't like, why are you talking to us? You have 4 friends. None of which
gosh, Larimar.
Not us. All right. So Weirus and Larimar then are out in one of the rowboats while Ophelia and Myrtle make their way. And so, like, you can see the typical sort of scavengers. There's fish all in these waters that are nibbling at the bits of this whale that they can reach. There's gulls from somewhere, except they're kind of more like if penguins could fly, is more sort of what they look like. They don't look like they've got I don't know, traditional
Does it look
feathers.
like puffins almost?
Kind of like puffins, yeah, with the hook beak, more like a hook beak. But it's most of the carcass is out of the water and untouched. Both Ophelia and Myrtle can make maybe perception checks as you're coming in, or really just like whatever your passive is.
Oh, you want my passive?
7.
Oh yeah, my passive is 14.
My passive's 11, and I rolled a 7, so you know.
Yeah, your passive's what I you can see larger shapes in the water down. It looks like there's sort of a ridge or some sort of rocky outcropping that rises from below that heads straight up. But I don't know. There's no like large predators or anything nearby that you can see. And it's about 80 feet to the bottom. Clear water. You can see all the way down.
She'll make a note of that.
Beautiful water.
Yeah. Is this dead whale tainting the water by any chance?
Yes and no. I mean, there's sort of viscera and blood and like in the water, but it's it doesn't seem like it's a fresh kill, so it's not whatever was in there as long as it's washed away.
Yeah. Okay. Making sure for science reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so she's gonna get on shore or like get on top of the whale and just like scoop up some meat.
I'm using my trident like a fork. Just big ol'.
Just like scraping. All right.
Claw.
And okay, so we've got Ophelia and Myrtle have started to harvest, and you can tell there's all kinds of blubber and meat in here. This is really valuable, and like there's all sorts of their organs have been left alone. And in fact, as Ophelia and Myrtle kind of get closer to it, this doesn't look as much like a scavenged carcass as you would expect it to. What are Weirus and Larimar doing? What's going on?
I just imagine Larimar's like knees pulled up to chest, and it's like, I'm gonna teach you how to fish, stepchild. It's just,
Stepchild.
yes, yeah. You know, I really like your mother. It's just eyes open, staring Jenkins. I think Virus is just kind of peering below, and it's clear water.
Yeah, it's clear. Most of the water here is clear unless stirs it up. But it's about 80 feet down. I mean, there's a whole reef that like a reef mount, right? It's not very big, but it does rise up from the seabed, and there's all sorts of flora and coral and the like on it. There's plenty of places to hide and move about. It's just you don't see the characteristic large predators, and like you said, well, you don't know what Ophelia and Myrtle have seen yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things I'm kind of going to stay put, but it's one of these, it's sort of, have you ever gone out to a bar or something with your friends and you're there just to make sure no one gets in trouble? Sure. I'm just kind of hanging just outside on my smartphone. Texting. And, so I'm dawdling.
So there is a tension and sort of a stillness in the air. A pretty big cloud of buzzing flies has gathered or was in the process of gathering over this carcass. And it's around the time that Ophelia and Myrtle, you notice that there's not something about this thing doesn't seem right or look right from your experience, that a group of creatures emerge from location within the reef, and I'll read you a little bit of descriptive. They appear in the water. It moves like a shark. Its body is sleek, and it's got the sort of wide jaws and pointed head of a shark. However, between its shark-like face and body, there are two unnatural arms, which are holding jagged harpoons, hooks, and other gaffs, and the like. These are known as sharks, which are a type of mutant shark that are fairly common. They're not quite animals, not quite fully sentient. They're more like I don't know, primate of some type. They can use tools and the like, but are they can't cast spells or things. However, what they are vicious predators who love to try to trap and snare travelers, and they are emerging from the
leans over to Myrtle, like chewing on a bite of whale, going, "You think this is a trap? This might be a trap."
I don't know. It seems fishy, but I don't know. Let's just keep on collecting more of this stuff.
This is my last game. I quit, guys.
At least 7 of them emerge from this, and they are fairly large. They're not like pretty big, great white shark kind of things, but they are as big as you, and they have weapons and shark teeth and the like. Yes, Myrtle. Oh, you're waving hi to them.
I was waving at them.
Anyway, so we'll go ahead, and they are moving with hostile intent to attack. And let's see, none of them are capable of doing any fast movement. So they're just moving as fast as they can towards you. Anybody taking a fast turn?
I'm gonna take some slow turns to talk some sense into them.
Okay.
Where's will fast turn? He's going to remove his seashell necklace and toss it to Larimar and say, "Shall I not return? Deliver that to Captain Bellet, please." And I imagine, Larimar, you'll get to decide. Just as I'm gonna roll backwards off the boat into the water, just takes it, drops it off the side. It's just
Okay.
Guard the ship.
Larimer just holds the oars, is just oh.
I know. I'm sorry. My stepmom's not going to be proud or happy for that.
Yeah, stepmom's
Tell
gonna
on
be
me.
real annoyed. Oh, no, I hate this.
All right. So Weirus has jumped into the water. Myrtle, if all you're doing is trying to talk to him, Myrtle, then that's you can go ahead and act. But how about Ophelia and Laramon?
Ooh, I'm gonna wait till after what Myrtle says. If it doesn't seem to be going well, I'm gonna rage and then stab with trident.
Okay. You know it's a long shot, but it sometimes
Yeah.
works.
I'm getting ready. I'm like hyping myself up. Like, yeah, this is going to be good. We're gonna fight. I don't think this conversation's going to go well.
Okay.
Well, yeah, as soon as Myrtle sees him kind of like emerge, be like, whoa. Listen. Listen, I don't want to get crazy here, okay? But if this is your hood, yeah, so we're gonna just get back on our boat and this is all right? And if you guys just tone down that attitude, yes, I'm looking at you, and she points to like a random one.
Mm-hmm.
You guys will never in your entire lives, and I'm like kind of getting closer, you will never try my delicious apple pies. You know what? That's going to be the biggest regret of your entire existence.
Wow. Make me an intimidate check for that one.
Ooh. Okay, my... That's a nat one.
Ooh, yeah, they're like,
It's not wearing her shell today.
Yeah. They've got their sort of their predator shark eyes fixated on Myrtle, and like one of them with what looks like a giant crab shell opener swings towards you.
So,
But yes, Myrtle's plan has not worked.
Big ol' F's.
Yeah. Anybody else with a fast turn? Weir's swinging.
if I'm within shouting distance of them as I'm coming down, I'm shouting at the sharks. Drop their weapons now, and they will not die today. Drop your weapons and surrender, and you will not all die today.
Not all of them.
Okay.
And I'm coming down like Gandalf in the Balrog, like it's a dive from above, glistening armor.
I would say this, given that I'll let you make the intimidate, but it's going to be a long shot.
Okay.
You're trying to get them to surrender and throw down their weapons.
100%. Well, that's a 23, nat 20 plus 3.
Oh.
All right.
I can't roll any higher than that, so it is a long shot.
So let's see here. They were already pretty... I'm going to say this, because they were already pretty intent on fighting and were ready to throw down. They hesitate as they see Weirus sort of descend and you issue forth your challenge. They were only thinking it was 2. Either didn't think the boat was in play or something. And so I'll say, like, they're going to be functionally surprised and easier to hit as they sort of hesitate. What should we do? The lead ones.
Well, you know that mechanically that gives me no advantage because I can't draw and fight first. I can simply tell them to all back down and...
Okay.
Sure. If they like I said, they're halfway between. They're not fleeing, but they have stopped their.
I'm gonna drop the puss onto him.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else with a fast turn? Ophelia?
I think Laramar would use their call to the wave ability to shape water and push the boat as quickly as they can to the whale. just like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Please.
All right.
Laramar's so scared.
Start moving, and
I feel so bad for abandoning them. It's like
you shouldn't. There's like, what was the alternative? Taking them with you? Like, let's be realistic.
jumping over the side. taking them with you. So the 4 that were in the lead, there are 3 sort of following behind. The 4 that are in the lead do nothing. They were in a position to charge and attack, but instead they hesitate and lose their momentum. And then the other 3 move forward, but they are not in a position to attack. So really everybody's kind of like within a move of each other, within a short swim. It's just that they're all a bunch of posturing and hesitating and the like. And Ophelia, it is your turn.
I would like to get very angry.
Oh.
And then it's more of like an excited angry, because she's like, it's been so long. These seem like a bunch of no good dirty raiders. And so she's just gonna shoot forward in the water and come at one of them with a trident. And he's surprised, so it'll have advantage.
Yes.
Okay, so that is math for me, D&D Beyond. 18.
18. Oh yes, 18 is.
Yeah. That's going to be damage. Let's see. 6 plus 3, 9 plus 2, 11 points of piercing damage.
All right. And so yeah, you attack this mutant shark thing, and while it has this sort of toughened hide, and it's clearly a vicious-looking creature, it is no match for your trident. You have bloodied it with a single attack. All right, Ophelia, and top of round 2. Anybody taking a fast turn? Several of my sharks are going to.
Now that I'm in melee, yeah, I'll just attack it again. I don't need that. Wait a minute. No, I have an aura now. I forgot about that. I should have activated that last turn.
Am I close enough to make an attack?
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right.
Especially attacking from above like you are. It's kind of like, you remember like the old rules for how far you can fly when you're going down as opposed to up?
All right.
It's similar to that.
I'm gonna make a swing. And I'm going to use the Beyond 20 extension. I got an 18 to hit.
Oh. Nice. Yeah, 18 is a hit.
Second level Divine Smite on him.
All right.
23 points of damage.
Ooh. So for that one, Wyrus leaves behind a floating corpse as he splashes into this shark and dispatches it. Nice.
And I point the blade at the next one. It's like I warned him.
Did warn them. That's true. Ophelia, you were going to take a fast?
No, because I want to use my storm aura. So that's a bonus action. So it's going to be not a short turn.
So this is what I was saying, is that the Kraken can lend you their bonus action to do these. Like, you can have the Kraken like 3 times a day, basically. You can do it for free instead of bonus action.
Okay.
This is how they bond with you.
Well, then, sure. And I'm going to attack recklessly.
Okay. And then Myrtle, are you also attacking? You can go ahead and make that attack roll.
That's slow.
Dirty 20.
Oh, slow. That's it.
Cool. That's going to be, I need a d6. 7 points. Wait, no, 7 plus 2 because of rage, so 9 plus 3. 12 points of piercing and
Same one?
4 points of lightning.
And that first one was to the same one that you'd hit earlier?
Yeah.
All right. That one is dispatched. And then you have 4 points of lightning and then 10 feet of you?
Yes.
All right. And do I have to make like a constitution or a dex save for that?
We have to make a dex save.
All right. In that case, it's like, 2 of them have failed. But the other one within range passed.
Okay.
4?
Yep.
All right. So as they retaliate, 2 of them, like Myrtle, one of them is trying to get that crab shell polearm thing on you, but does not hit. And then the same for Wyrus. Wyrus, the one that attacks you, sort of reflexively wheels on you and attempts to hit you, but misses. And then Ophelia, I think 21 hits you.
They have advantage as well because I recklessly attacked.
That is a 19 and not a 20. I do not
Okay.
crit with my advantage.
Yeah, that'll hit. My armor class is only 15.
Okay. And it's going to be 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I'd like him to make
Half
a
to
wisdom.
3.
Yeah. Have him make a wisdom saving throw, DC 13, because I'm rebuking the violent.
Yeah, that's 5.
He takes 7 points of radiant damage back to him as Weirus draws the sword, points it at him, and says, "Stop it, sinner!" Thus you end up like the corpse that floats to the sky. Oh no, that shark person corpse is just gonna like float up next to Larimar.
Yes, it does. And you can see that there are others pouring out of the, or not pouring, it suggests there's way more of them than there are. There are at least 3 others that have swam out from another one of the hidden caves in this reef outcropping. And it looks like 2 of them might be making their way towards the surface. And that was my, actually, I'm sorry, Myrtle, it's your turn now.
Sure. So Myrtle's gonna take out her pike, and she's gonna try to attack one of them that are heading towards the shore.
Okay. Yeah, he reaches
16.
16 hits.
Okay, perfect. And then I'm gonna get out my D10. Ooh, okay. And that's 5 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a thing that I didn't know I had called Action Surge that I can take one additional action turn, whatever.
Certainly.
One time per short rest. And I'm going to attempt to attack again. That's going to be 15 or 16. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. It's fine. Better than nothing. So it's going to be a 4 damage.
Okay.
I'd be like, I just wanted to share my apple pie with you, and just like, whack.
Whack, whack.
Whack.
So, yeah, 2 of them looked like they were coming up to the surface. Not exactly sure why. They weren't headed like for the boat. They were just for the surface. And as sort of this melee erupts around this reef, Larimar, you're the only one on the surface, right?
Yeah, Larimar's hanging out on this dead frickin' whale.
Okay, so the closer you get to it, the more the cloud of flies just gets unbearable.
Wow, that's horrible.
And I need Larimar to make me a Constitution saving throw.
First of all, rude.
As they sort of swarm all over you and
Oh,
try to
disgusting.
get all up on.
Okay, saving throw. So I roll a d20 and then add 2. 18.
Okay, yeah, you managed to like shoo them off as best you can for now.
I have an oar. Get away from me.
But they are swarming and trying to get up in your eyes.
Ew.
They're trying to drink up all the juice, mucusy.
Ooh, no, not my juices.
Yeah, they're all just swarming all over the place.
How far is the fighting away from me?
It is about 30 feet down.
Okay, I'd like to basically have a slow action, which is I'd like to shape water again, and which are all of my companions engaged?
It looks like it. Yeah, everybody's in melee.
In that case, I'll probably choose the person who is attacking Myrtle. Because she's grandmotherly, and shape water to change the opacity around that attacker to essentially make them blind.
Nice. Okay.
So that they'll have to move in order to
attack.
Yeah.
All right.
In order to see.
Okay, so yeah, then the water around them gets all murky and poor visibility.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's the end of round 2, which makes it top of round 3. Anybody have fast turns?
Yes, Weirus would be swinging his sword at the nearest target.
All right, Weirus attacking. How about
14?
14 hits?
All right, that'll do 7 slashing plus looks like 14 radiant for a total
Another
of
divine
21.
smite.
Yes, using another divine smite.
And let's see. I can't remember. You had the one that you didn't hit this one before, right? This was
Unless it was the one that hit Myrtle, then it would have taken damage from the rebuke.
yes, and most of them have also taken damage from the lightning aura as well, which is gone off. So, in this case, as you slice into the second shark, Wyrus dispatches this one and it begins to float. And by now, there's blood all in the water, more so than there was before, and it's gotten quite. Let's say the visibility has not necessarily been affected, but there's starting to be a lot of just sort of murky water and floating bodies.
This is my favorite kind of murky water, though.
This is the bloody, murky viscera.
Yeah, that's Ophelia's favorite. It's like because they could, she can taste with her tentacles, so it's just like,
Nom, nom, nom,
delicious.
So, what's Ophelia doing?
Attacking recklessly and Stormora in.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 17 hit.
17 hits.
Good. That is going to be 9 points of piercing and 3 points of lightning.
All right. So 9 points of piercing.
They got to make the dex save though for the lightning.
All right. That was 2 failed their dex saves,
It's a DC 13. So.
and then the other one was piercing damage from the trident, and that one is on its last legs, but still alive. And these sharks seem like the fight is still in them.
Good.
And, that they are not going anywhere yet. Anybody else taking a fast turn? All right, I will take
Mark
on.
will take a fast turn. Sorry.
What's
I
that?
nodded, but
Okay.
I was quiet. Yeah. Larimar will take a fast turn, snatching one of the flies out of the air. It is like bother someone else, and then down into the water and casts infestation on one of the shark creatures.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just make a con save.
Constitution saving throw.
All right. I got 15.
Yeah, it beats it.
Okay. I guess sort of grotesque little worms or something fill the water.
Mm-hmm.
And it's otherwise swims through them. And let's see. Okay. I'm going to go with my attacks. Myrtle, the one on you, attempts now to just fight you, but it misses for a second round in a row. And let's see, one for Ophelia.
You'll have advantage on me.
Oh, even with advantage, it misses. That's no good. I don't know. Actually, does a 15 hit?
15 matches. So yeah.
Right. Okay, that's what I thought. Or was hoping. Okay, then. So for Ophelia, that is going to be 10 piercing as stabs at you with its harpoon. And then, let's see. There is a jolt in the rowboat as something attempts to climb aboard and get inside of it. Larimar.
No, thank you. Mind your own business.
That there.
Are you rolling to mind your own business?
Yes, I'm rolling around my own business. Rolled low.
And how much damage did I take? Sorry, I didn't hear it.
10 piercing.
10 piercing.
That
After 5.
a slimy paw or claw, right? A
Ooh.
shapen hand attempts to swipe, and I rolled a 10.
Oh,
Larimar.
yeah. Larimar holds up the oar no.
So that's the end of my fast turns. We do
Scary.
Was
slows.
there still more trying to get to the shore?
It looks like there was one more that you had intercepted 2, and then there was a third one that had just swam past. It doesn't
Okay.
look like there's any more coming out of the reef.
Okay, I'll just hit whoever's closest to the shore if I can get to them.
Mhm.
And oh, come on, keyboard. That's a nat one. That's not gonna hit.
Oh no! Yeah.
Oh wait. Well, yeah. Nope. That's all I could do. Ah, damn it. So I could have taken a fast turn because I can only use the additional one time per short rest.
Oh yeah.
Oh, big oof. Okay, well that's it. I try to stab the shark and be like,
Yeah.
we'll rule
So
the
like,
day.
so like you and these two others are kind of close to the surface, splashing around and
Yeah.
fighting.
Like a very angry look. Like,
Very angry looks. And I don't think I don't have any long turns. So it's top round 4. Anyone with a fast turn?
Clarify, I have one. There was one
Oh,
trying to get to Larimar?
Yes.
Okay.
There was one attempting to get to Larimar. Yeah.
Good, because here's my fast turn. I point at him and I go, sleep! And I cast sleep and I rolled 30 on 5d8.
Oh, yeah. It slips off the side.
It just Larimar looks at it, gets ready to hit it with an orange, just falls back, starts floating away.
Yeah, it sinks down.
Oh gosh, that's I love
Surely
sleep.
my patron made this happen for me.
Sleep's
Are
one
there
of
any
those
sharks near me?
old school
Yes.
combat spells.
I wanna-
Yes, there are.
I want to stabby them with my trident and lightning aura.
All right. Yeah, there's
Recklessly.
still 3 near Ophelia.
Sweet. So recklessly, I got a 21.
That hits.
Good. Ooh, for 13 piercing,
Mm-hmm.
5 lightning. If it fails, is save. Half if he succeeds.
So they all passed their saves.
So-
Lit up.
2 points of lightning then.
But the one that you were fighting and stabbed perishes on the end of your trident.
Bring him in, I take a little bite.
So there's pretty much like 2 left on everyone. There's 2 more pretty wounded ones left on Ophelia, 2 more on Myrtle, one of which has been wounded, and Weirus sort of left behind 2 more, not quite in melee with you, but
Mhm.
they were around.
I'll just beckon them over here.
come at me,
I
bro.
crackle with lightning a little bit.
Anybody else taking a fast turn?
I am.
Myrtle.
So Myrtle's gonna attack the one that had been wounded.
Mhm.
That is a 19.
That is a hit.
The damage is 5.
Damage. Oh, it is more than halfway there as you just sort of like pretty big splash wounds on it. And it fights on with a blood frenzy that seems to have taken over its mind. Anybody else? Fast turns?
Okay.
All right. I'll go real quick. So there's 2 left on Ophelia. And
Yep.
they
They get advantage.
Oh, that's a crit.
Okay.
And then the other one is that's a hit. So,
Bring it.
so the regular hit deals 5 piercing damage, and then the crit is going to deal 11.
Okay.
And
Not even half health yet.
not even sweat it. So the 2 of them are just swimming around Ophelia, attempting to take her down, but that's not happening. Weirus, they chase after you.
Let them come.
One of them throws something at you, and you see half throws, half floats to the surface, but misses. And then the other one attacks with his hook, and that is going to be an 18 to hit Weirus.
Well, that'll hit.
Oh.
I did it. I used my spells to do damage and make a shark sleep instead of upping my armor class this time.
Gotcha. It's going to be 7 piercing damage from that one.
Oh, I'm really scared. There's like the 17 other do.
And Myrtle, you feel a sharp poke of pain as this thing has finally managed to find a seam in your natural hide and pokes you. or 6 piercing damage.
Oof.
So the sharks strike back. But it is now the end of my fast turns. I have no other guys to go. So anybody taking a long turn?
Me. It's me. Larimar like tosses down the oars and pulls out one of their guidebooks and starts flipping through it furiously, finds one, does the rune in the air. I have had enough. And casts Eldritch Blast on the one that's attacking Myrtle.
Okay.
So it is a D20. So an 18.
18 hits.
Okay, awesome. And then 1d10 plus 2. I got an 8 damage.
All right. That is actually enough to zap it and knock it basically unconscious or begin its slow process of agonizing death. Myrtle, one of them that you're fighting, drops.
Yeah.
And you're now just fighting one.
And then Larimar hides in the boat.
You enjoy total cover from creatures in the water.
I would love to enjoy total cover. Thank you. Appreciate that.
So at the end of the round, top of round 5 with our fasties.
Stabby stab.
Stabby stab.
Am I close enough to take a swing at one? Because if I am, I'm taking a swing.
Oh yeah, you're sort of like both you and Myrtle are closer to the surface and are fighting amidst the floating bodies and chaos up there. So yes.
Yeah, I'll swing immediately.
All right.
16 to hit.
16 hits.
Only 4 slashing damage that time.
All right. And how about for anybody else taking a faster?
21 to hit.
21 definitely hits.
Okay, that's gonna be no. I rolled minimum damage for the trident, so 3 plus, so that's 4, 6 points of piercing damage, but 6 points of lightning if they fail, 3 if they succeed on the save.
Oh, one of them did not succeed. One of them did. One of them really did not succeed. All right, and that was another 6 you said?
Yep. 6 if they fail, 3 if they don't.
All right, so the one you're currently fighting drops as electricity courses through your body. There's now 1 left, and it looks pretty banged up. Yes. Myrtle?
I got a 21 to hit, and that's a 4 damage to the one that was left around me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And I'm just gonna like really have so much anger in me. She's not a barbarian, but she's just very angry. She's like channeling Ophelia's rage, you know. So it's just like, yeah, that's right.
Sympathy rage.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. So, also, I do not have as many enemies out as I did last time, and they still continue to press and fight on despite their severe beating that they've taken. So, Myrtle, this one attempts to hit you. I don't think a 12 hits Myrtle. I think
Nope.
not at all. And then for Ophelia, that's going to be
They have advantage too.
that's going to be a 20 to hit, non-crit. Yep. And Wyrus, the 2 left on Wyrus. One of them gets a 17 to hit, and the other a 12. Neither hits. So, Ophelia, more damage.
2.
And so, yes, the tide has seriously turned against the shards as they are down by more than half their numbers. But for whatever reason, they continue to fight and try to overcome you guys. So that was fast turns. Now we're on to...
Respect that. Noble creatures.
Yeah.
Okay.
Delicious.
Larimar will do a slow action again, peeking up over the side of the boat and flipping to a different page in their guidebook, doing another rune, and then like poking their head under the water, saying, "Just die!" and cast Toll the Dead on the most injured looking one.
Okay.
So I need a wisdom saving throw.
All right. These are the ones that looks like Weirus is fighting. Ooh, that's an 8.
Nope. Because they are injured, they're going to take 1d12 necrotic damage. So that's going to be 9 necrotic damage.
All right.
And then Larimar will take cover again if they can.
Okay. And I said that was one of the ones that Weirus was fighting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of them drops, Weirus says. It's overcome by a wave of necrotic energy.
And curse it for the coward it is.
Coward. And we're at the top of round 6 with fast turns as the waters churn with blood and anger.
How many are left?
There are 3 left. One on both Myrtle, Ophelia, and Weirus. Weirus, the one you're fighting, is uninjured. All the others are injured.
I want to try commanding them to stand down. Lest we cut them into more, lest we make more chum for our masters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stab mine.
Yeah, this is all happening at once. So you can, Ophelia, you can do your attack in while Weirus is trying to get us down. I don't know. That sounds like a persuasion roll.
Okay.
For that.
I'm decent at those.
I got a nat 20.
All right, go for it.
I got a 15.
15. The one you're fighting certainly stands down as it sort of looks around its companion. I'm actually going to try to flee, then surrender.
I'm not sure if I'd let him flee. That's not quite standing down.
Yeah. What you got for Ophelia?
So piercing damage, let's see, 11 plus 5, 16 piercing, and 9 lightning if they fail the save.
They did not fail the save for lightning.
So 4 lightning.
For lightning, but that is more hit points than they have remaining. As you skewer. This one, Myrtle, were you also attacking, or were you going to hold off?
I was gonna attack
Okay.
if possible.
All right.
No, it's in that one.
That one.
I'm just like, oh, I slipped. Sorry, it's my leg. It hurts sometimes.
All right. So the one that is closest to Weirus doesn't it's not fleeing, but it's incapable of surrendering because it's just not that sophisticated.
I get it. Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's one of those things. So then we'll let it go. If it's incapable of surrendering, it's done the best to its abilities, and it will, all of its people are dead. It's going to not know what to do in isolation because obviously they live as like a pack, and it's just going to have a horrible existence. That's sad.
It's very sad.
This is how species go extinct. Gosh darn it.
It really
They had a
burns
choice.
up. So there's still one that's fighting Myrtle. I don't think is not realized that it is alone. Myrtle, you missed. It is going to try to hit you, but 17 hits Myrtle.
Yep.
All right. In that case, it's going to be 4 piercing damage, and it will now see if it recognizes what's going on. It is. It will attempt to flee. You get the impression that it's attempt to flee next round as well, but I'm going to give you all a chance to act before that. So, anybody taking a long turn for this one?
I'd be returning to the boat.
Okay.
I think Larimar is gonna sit this one out and just kind of cower in the boat.
Yeah, it looks like there's other than the one Myrtle's fighting.
Yeah, they're trying to swim away. This is no longer my business. I'm just gonna hang out in the boat, guys.
And then what about Ophelia?
I'm gonna stab the last shark.
Okay. All right. Ophelia joins Myrtle in mortal combat. Mortal combat.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna hit. I rolled a 2 and a 3 with advantage, so unless they have an AC of 8,
They do not.
that's just not gonna.
They do
Yeah.
not. All right. The 2 against 1, though, I'm not going to make y'all roll that. Eventually, you will overcome it, especially.
Flank it and let Myrtle have the kill.
Yeah. So, yeah, Myrtle, you can easily dispatch this thing.
Yeah, I got a 21, so it's chill. And that is an 8 piercing or whatever damage.
Mhm.
Is it alive?
It is no longer alive as Myrtle lunges in, clamping it, stabbing it. How you just use your claws, right? You don't you can use a weapon.
I was using a pike thingy.
Oh yeah, that's
Bob.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. And as she stabs it, she's like, "You should have taken my apple pie offer." And she's just gonna like.
How do you like them apples?
I'm a little glad they didn't. And I just kind of
Good.
like stuff a shark and like the meat barrel with all.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, she's definitely gonna taste
Mm-hmm.
like her weapon. You're like, tastes fine.
It's pretty tasty.
I'm gonna collect some shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Ooh,
the meat.
you take the teeth and make a necklace out of it.
Oh yeah.
I love arts.
Arts and crafts.
That's so cute.
I'm sure the children would love it here. Just.
Oh yeah, she helps you out with teeth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. They're very upset they missed out. So yeah, it's a shard ambush. Is you hear about them all the time, but it's I guess another thing entirely. Anything y'all do in the immediate aftermath other than sort of harvest some of these?
We get some more whale. We get some shark teeth.
I'm going to check to see if Larimar is okay. How are they holding up?
Larimar doesn't fight, and for another thing, like they knew that they had the ability to shape water with magic. And almost all of their magic has been specifically control type magic or defensive, but like they got so mad and they cast Eldritch Blast and then Toll the Dead and like killed 2 creatures. It's scary. So Larimar is pretty much just like curled up in the bottom of the boat, hanging out.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with them, and I'm actually gonna advise, and it's gonna be hard to do, but to talk to Captain Bellet about how they felt going through all this, and I recommend you that you spend some time with Captain Bellet, and the captain will make sure you're okay. Just so you know, Jim, my intentions of doing this is perhaps Larimar, everyone's favorite nuisance, will keep Captain Bellet occupied so I can ransack her room and steal her private journals.
Oh my gosh.
Drama.
I know,
All right.
right?
So
This
you're
one's
like an
Right,
immediate.
something about
wholesome
me.
to
Do you so is Larimar? Like, just do that. First off, are y'all leaving the reef outcropping?
After we gather our stuff, also, what kind of weapons did those guys use? Did they use weapons?
They look like they were using scavenged weapons.
Is there any big scavenged weapons, like something that looks?
There, some of them have like basically what would amount to like glaives or halberds and the like.
Okay.
So there's things like that. They came out of little. It's not like the reef isn't like solid. You can see into it. It's all twists and turns and different coral outcroppings. They came from somewhere.
Okay. Might take one of their halberds or glaives then.
Okay. Yeah, they're non-metal, so they're made out of bone, coral, shell, that kind of thing.
Any coral great axes?
There are. I mean, there's a lot of materials for it if you wanted to.
Oh, you know what? I'll pick some up. I'll try to make something.
Yeah.
On something that hits harder than a D8.
I was gonna ask. I switched up some of the stats for Trident, so that they're versatile D10s.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I just was kind of always. It's like Trident's the most common weapon in the game in this particular.
Yeah,
campaign.
that makes sense.
So they're versatile D10s. Otherwise, don't change.
Cool.
I think, yeah. Anyway. Yeah. But yeah, you can search further in if you'd like, but otherwise they have the weapons out. They do, some of them have what appear to be javelins that have some kind of air bladder or something attached to them so that they can
I'll take those. I've got some javelins.
Underneath, and then they rise up to attack.
That sounds super cool.
Yeah. If there's extras, I would love to.
Yeah.
They have those, and then they have one of them had a net that was similar to like come up underneath you and then trap you against it.
Cool. Yeah. Myrtle and Ophelia just go shopping at the reef.
Right.
Shopping.
So and then I guess it was unclear to me. Did you want to explore inside of it, or y'all were just picking up stuff out from
I might explore.
Yeah. I mean, if we're down there picking up something anyway, we take a peek, little.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you pick your way through, as long as you're careful, you don't have to roll to like avoiding the stinging polyps and things like that. You can make your way through the maze of them. And somewhere in the middle of this is a crude something of some kind. It looks like maybe a figurehead or a mast head of some kind from a ship that's had all sorts of alterations, what look like made to it. It appears as though it's like sort of two fish, tail to head in a circle. But in this case, their like jaws are open, attempting to eat one another, and they bear sort of just grotesque and hellish features. But again, it could easily also be just like a scrap. It doesn't have like the appearance of art.
Weird shark porn.
Yeah, just sort of like weird. Just
I think Weirus would like this. He's always making things on the ship. We could just bring it for him.
Inside it to see if it's sexy.
Yeah, this one doesn't seem particularly sexy.
All right, we'll take it as a gift for Weirus. Put a bow on it.
There is also a variety of odds and ends junk and sort of assorted coins.
Gadgets and gizmos aplenty.
Yeah.
And what's its galore.
Yes.
About 20 thingamabobs.
Yep.
Oh, we need to find a statue of Prince Eric that we just hoist up onto the ship.
Oh my
Check
god.
it out.
I'm so mad.
I'm gonna write that down.
I hate it.
That's awesome.
So you make it back with some choice bits from the reef, as well as some whale food.
Attempt to make some pies.
Mm-hmm. And is this when you try to pull shenanigan for Weirus and Larimar?
Pull out the shenanigan?
Mm-hmm. To get into the captain's cabin.
That shenanigan.
Yeah, I need to encourage the captain. This particular key vital member of our quest and mission is in some need of some emotional support.
Larimar, what happens?
I've never seen a head explode like that, but then also been the one to do it.
Are you what
Just floated in the water.
so
There's just brains everywhere.
yes, that happens. I mean, I guess you should ask Tiger sometime to dehydrate something for you. It's quite extraordinary.
What?
If you need to, I understand that, magic is a personal thing for a great many. If you need time to just take it easy, or I understand.
I think I'm going to go to my room.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Clearly not fine.
Yeah, I don't think so. We've been up a lot lately, doing all those translations, and it's been quite hard on you. I take. Perhaps just join me for some refreshment. You won't have so much. You don't need to be alone right now. And she offers like she's got her kind of command pavilion right up on the top deck.
Will there
That's
be
where it's
biscuits?
Yes, biscuits.
Therma. Fine.
8 biscuits now. I didn't think you.
Biscuits?
Do you like them? And I didn't know that they had biscuits down below.
No, they're fascinating.
Ah. Well.
Yeah, Larimar spends too much time up there snacking, so she can get like firsthand experience of like the way that Larimar just like unhinges their they're like jaw and like puts the biscuit in whole and then closes their mouth around it. And because their skin is translucent, at least until it gets to the throat area where clothing is, she can see it dissolving in their face.
That's fascinating. Very efficient. Well, that's great. Refreshments here. I think you should sit down and not. We'll worry about working on some more of the inscriptions.
And he just popped. Like a sea cucumber.
Well, that happens.
Seeds everywhere. Seeds. Blood seeds. Brain seeds.
This goes on for a long time.
Yeah. Larimar gets very into it. Like I'm sure at some point Larimar is starting to drink and stuff, and like the ale foam is like sweating out of their translucent skin, and they're just like they just had bloop.
Yeah, it's more Bellett's is more just really never. And that's never happened to you, and then it becomes you have new magic kind of a situation where she's just curious about what.
Well, this usually it's helpful magic, but this is the splody magic. It splodes.
You found this in the books that you.
Some of it was on the wall.
Oh, but be careful.
And sometimes, if I sleep really, really peacefully, they just whisper it into my brain.
Well, I mean, that's so they were up there on deck for a long time. Helen served for her scholar that's on board. So we're sure there you're attempting to.
Yeah, I want to find her private writings, any private journals, any letters that she holds close to her.
There's a captain's cabin is not particularly large. It's really, but it's one of the few private rooms that's on the ship, and underneath, sort of the bunk, is where her personal effects are kept.
I'm going through them one by one.
Most of them are copies. It seems like old letters of, offers of employment, of chance for a fleet if you command this, command the squadron against our enemies, sorts of things. It's clear that she enjoyed a fairly long career as a privateer, as well as some renown and infamy. But reading and inferring sort of through some of the letters that are kind of tucked down into the base and sort of the back of the storage unit, you get the impression that there was some sort of loss that went along with this bounty that was placed on her head, as if her enemies attacked not just her, but also people she was close to.
Are there any hidden compartments in this room? I'm thoroughly searching.
There's a false bottom to the storage locker.
What's inside?
And a variety of personal effects. There's another artifact that looks similar to the one that Larimar had, except this one's a straight, more like a straight stone snake thing, and a what appears to be some sort of weapon, like not a melee weapon of some kind, but like maybe a blowgun or something, or it looks like a sort of a tubular type weapon that does not look like anything you're familiar with.
Fairly nice piece. I'm gonna write a little note, and it's gonna say, I know, little heart, tuck it down there into the false bottom, close it up, and I think I'm gonna put everything back, and then I'm going to leave another note on top of the things and just draw a little smiley face. Might even give it some kraken tentacles. And with that, I'm going to go to the musician's position on deck and play my violin.
So as you play your violin, so the ship sails off and it continues its course as charted by our heroic and courageous scholar, Larimar, who at some point after passing out or something, wakes up in one of the private rooms. This is the room reserved for those who are sick, recovering. For a while, this is where the prisoners are being kept. And it's dark in here. Even though you have your devil's sight, you can see the shadows kind of creating weird pools of darkness within the room. And as you're kind of like scanning about, you see someone standing at the foot of the bed, sort of like just staring at you, and you can hear heavy, wet breathing coming from its glungs. Master, he sort of gummy lip smack, bids that you spread his influence on the ship and recruit others for our cause.
The ship's already going to the Isle, so...
There's a sound of a wet footprint or footstep.
Oh.
They are not true believers, and their resolve will falter.
Was there someone you had in mind?
Start with the captain.
Larimar sort of sits in bed and like flexes their fingers and thinks about the conversation they had with the captain on deck earlier, and like looks around in the room. I think I can do that.
You see like the translucent needle thin sort of teeth of an angler. They flash in the dying light. And Larimar's alone on the ship. I think now is a good place to call this one. And you guys are recovered from your little skirmish, and who knows, secrets are being fostered for the ship. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us while we play some D&D. And let's go around and see how everybody's doing. Anna, how's it going?
Hey.
What you got going on, and where can we find you?
Got stuff going on, video games, but also that was really creepy. Like, I can just imagine Larimar waking up and they see this thing that's kind of creepy, like, and like wet. I want to know what the tea is behind that, because oh my god. Do we have a traitor in the boat? I don't know. Maybe, perhaps. Are we gonna die?
Am I a traitor or am I an evangelist? Like, let's be honest.
Depends who you ask.
Yeah, like, this isn't terribly different from, say, a paladin or cleric, except mine is way creepier and smells gross.
Yeah, and maybe a little sticky and
I think Ophelia thinks you smell delicious.
Oh no, that's not better.
that. Yeah. But anyway, you can find me online, places and things. Cyborg Pizza on Twitch and Enemy Photo on Twitter and Instagram, I guess.
Excellent. Yes, definitely. Yeah, come on. Warlocks, clerics, they're like this. Of course. Thank you, Anna. And TK.
It's me. It's TK. I'm very stressed out. I am not the person who gets spooked. I am the one who spooks, and I fully plan to take this out on my cast tomorrow night. All right, spooky stories on the internet. You can read them at my website, tkjwrites.com. You can follow me on Twitter, TK Joins the Fray. I ruin D&D 3 times weekly, so fucking get at me. I'll be at PAX West, so you can see that shit in action.
Me too.
Nice.
Dude, we're gonna hang out.
Let's fucking do it. It'll be awesome.
Let's
Yeah.
run D&D together.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yes.
Yeah. Brown kids. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so you can catch our episode 15 tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time on the Dungeons and Dragons Twitch. I will definitely do everything right and not accidentally host the wrong show on that channel. Don't fire me. Yep, that's it. Buy my book. Goodbye.
Thank you, TK. And Lindy.
I can find the unmute button. Hi, I'm doing spiffy. This was a lot of fun. Ophelia likes hitting things, and that lightning aura was pretty cool. So I'm excited for more of that in the future. I've moved. I'm settling in, so everything will be back on my channel next week. So we will have Mondays in Exandria, our Taldori themed campaign, where literally an airship was falling out of the sky and it was raining bodies when we left off. So I'm kind of dying to know what happens there. Also, Mr. Ravenloft on Tuesday night on my channel, where one of the players has left the rest of the group and is about to get ganked by a werewolf. So that'll be fun. A lot of cliffhangers we left off on. And next Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday, Teenagers from Outer Space, our once monthly campaign. That's just silly, goofy shenanigans, and it's going to be Saturday morning. So check it out.
There you go. Excellent. And Grant.
Well, it looks like Weirus is making a heel turn there at the end. Using other party members and their emotions to his advantage. Feels good to be a villain. With that said, Weirus is not in fact a villain. He's just going through hard times. As for me, I'm an independent content creator for tabletop role-playing games. If you follow the link I'm posting in chat, we are in the final 3 days of 2C Gaming's Epic Legacy Campaign Codex Kickstarter. We are very close to hitting our $50,000 stretch goal, which is the final stretch goal. Thank you so much, Kiana and Lauren, for the raid. Salty Sweet Games, check them out. They do a lot of cool stuff. If you are interested in some of the content that we're creating for 2C Gaming, I highly recommend following their Patreon. The next month release, you might see a certain someone contributing some highly custom content for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. As for me, you can follow me on Twitter at WisePapaGrant. Unfortunately, a work commitment has prevented me from attending PAX West. My replacement on the D&D lore panel will be Teos Abadia, who is one of the designers on the Acquisitions Incorporated sourcebook. He's a DM's Guild adept. He's a Colombian game designer who's worked with Wizards of the Coast since 2001, way back in the Living Greyhawk days, so he'll do a great job. Back to you, Jim.
Excellent. I, too, had to give up my spot on that PAX West lore panel because conventions are really disruptive. So we'll not be there for PAX West. We will be there for PAX Unplugged later in the fall. So yeah, if you were hoping at seeing us out at PAX West, sorry, but also you should come out to PAX Unplugged. That was super fun. Yes, we are here every Tuesdays and Wednesday playing some D&D and also on YouTube, which I think is a place that we are also on. So thank you for joining us, and we will see y'all next week. and have a great weekend. Bye.
Behold the Epic Legacy Campaign Codex, the ultimate guide to epic adventuring for your 5th edition role-playing game. Journey to Nexus, the City of Legends, an interdimensional crossroads of cosmic proportions, bursting with campaign building tools for dungeon masters, staggeringly powerful options for players, and daring adventures around every corner. As the ultimate fantasy city, Nexus serves as a springboard to launch your greatest campaign yet, made all the greater by 2C Gaming's epic level system for 5th edition. Each richly detailed page is packed with new campaign options and tools, seamlessly integrated into the colorful peoples and places of Nexus. The more your players explore the city and its mysteries, the more they discover just how creative a DM you truly are. Mysterious new epic races, a powerful and balanced magic item crafting system, and a spell forge from which to weave new epic arcana are but a handful of the wonders found within. Unleash the unrivaled genius of the epic artificer, combining magic and technology into fearsome architect machines. Unearth the primal power of the elementalist and its epic prestige class, the Avatar, accompanied by a guide to craft your own epic prestige classes for your favorite homebrew. The Epic Legacy Campaign Codex is brother to the Epic Legacy Core Rulebook. With their powers combined, you will bring the ultimate epic level experience to your game table. Whether you are an RPG veteran or new to this awesome aspect of 5th edition, we welcome you to Nexus and all the wonders found within the Epic Legacy Campaign Codex.